Welcome to another video on my fischertechnik hydraulics set with an automated part and the manually operated part. Well, the automated part is here with one piston that is operated by the screw pump, one sensor up low and one sensor up, which drives this piston, which in turn switches on this motor with that rubber band here, and then a manually operated part with one blockable piston and another blockable piston, which then influences this piston, as you can clearly see, which should turn this pivot and then have its influence on here. But as you can also see, this part is, despite this improvement from last time, this one is too flexible. You can also argue that this is flexible, but at least this part has a working piston and this one not quite so yet. So why that is, I'm not quite sure. This operates nicely, but this should operate it and not my hand. So I have to improve something here. How? Not quite sure. Maybe with another one here, but most likely something on top of here. Let's have a look. And on closer inspection and observation, this is not the only problem. There turns out to be an enormous amount of air in here, which doesn't help. So air in here, and right now the water is coming only to here, while the piston end is here. So go figure the amount of, okay, now I let it go, water is out, but the end of the piston is right here. So that's quite an amount of air, which of course reduces the effectivity of the whole system. But yeah, and if you look at this, this is barely moving. So whether this is caused by this flexibility, which there obviously is, or by the air, remains to be seen. Anyway, I'm going to improve this part. First by adding something like this on top. So in order to reduce this flexibility, I have put a block like this under this piston, and so I am creating a same situation like here, although clearly in this direction, and ending with well, kind of flexible part here, but this should reduce the flexibility. And so let's see. Yeah, I definitely should reduce the amount of air in the system. Big question, how to do that? And let's see, because this is a separate system, I need to, this one is blocked, so it's between these two pistons. How to get the air out, because then it would make sense. So now this piston is empty, this one has been locked again, and this one shows a rather large full amount of air. Fresh demineralized water from this bottle. So with this part of tube or hose, I'm going to refill it and hopefully remove the air. Unfortunately, I couldn't get all air out of it. There are still some bubbles, and I don't know how much air is in this part of the hose, so that remains to be seen. Now let's get this one ready. Okay, and yeah, there's still quite some air in here, so that would require some more loading, but as you can see by the bouncing, there is still air in it, in the system, which is unfortunate. But how about this? It is still too flexible. You can see this whole system move. And of course it should be rigid. This one doesn't really move, so that's still a problem. And when thinking about this part, where I can well, reconstruct or make construction that this doesn't bend this way, I noticed that this part is slightly off, caused by this, because yes, this fits, but actually it doesn't. It's 2 millimeters off. And 2 millimeters off, yeah, I can fix it, but then this is off. So when I put it like this will be ideal, but it's not the real fix, which gives me yet another problem. So how to fix this part, because you can see how this moves this way, although slightly it does, and how to fix this. So instead of solving problems, I get 2 problems extra, which doesn't make it any easier. Do I have to create something here, or do I have to, well, I can't put it here because then I obstruct the piston. I can't move it here because this is in the way. I could fix this, but is that any good? Anyway, many questions, but now for answers. So with another attempt, this being fixed again, well, not fixed, but connected is a better word. Then I made this construction entirely to this point. Fix this whole construction now by 3 points. So hopefully that stays rigid. Then trying again. Still not good as I hope to be, but then also where comes the air? And then I realized that when I uncouple this to get this air free, of course there comes air in. You have to put a stop into it and then no air comes in. But I didn't do that. So there comes air in, and with every suction air comes in. So is the water out? Not really. But here's a massive air bell. Here is still again a lot of air, which doesn't help. And well, I hope to find a real solution once. So what I am going to end with is also the automated part. See how everything works. So in this part, obviously screencast for Python code, terminal for the execution, and the camera directed on the whole thing. So let's go. And then I'll close this. And in that piston, and I mean this one, a lot of air is visible as well. So now the half of this piston is filled with air. And that piston is now also filled with air. So I have to change that again. Where does the water go? Not quite sure. But it's certainly not airtight. It's not industrially quality, airtight, etc. So yeah, that may be just a problem of this whole stuff. You understand hydraulics? Quite a bit of it works, but I think that's about it. Although I can try again to put here some air out and water in. But in the end, and now you can still see better how the whole thing works here, how it is constructed. By the way, what happens if I lock this and unlock this one? Should not matter that much. Okay, lock it. Unlock this one. No, it indeed doesn't matter much, if at all. So, yeah, I think that's about it for this episode of the hydraulic system. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Please leave a comment or suggestion, very much appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you like this, please consider to support via either PayPal or IBAN or becoming a patron. And you don't need to have an account on PayPal to donate. Click on the link and you'll see why. Also, thanks to my patrons mentioned on my website. This is going to be continued, so stay safe. Take care of yourself. Bye.